Good morning, guys. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think we're missing a seat. Oh. Do you know what time it is? A little bit past 8. And no complaints.
Hot down here.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Guest appearance, me. Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Guest appearance, me. No, we don't need you.
So what were you saying? It's a little hot for you?
You don't even have the air conditioning or the doors open.
Is that the reason why?
Is this why you're on time? Because you did nothing.
Oh.
Guys, just so you know, he's sitting in a cocoony here. There's no air conditioning. The doors aren't open. There's no lights on.
Wait. Why was
It's like he's in a tunnel. He's in a tunnel.
What do you want? Take your pick.
This is why he's on time. He does nothing else. He just plops himself in a chair as I'm going around the house doing everything else.
You have
This is why.
You have water with ice.
Congratulations, you stuck a cup to the fridge.
That
Thank
was
you.
your complaint last week.
Oh, you're a slow learner.
I'm just
Okay.
naturally beautiful. I just have to wake up.
I'm sorry. I washed my hair yesterday. I found paint in my hair yesterday. It's called I work for a living. I'm sorry.
Just roll the mullet back and, we're good to go. Maybe you should have a mullet and then you'll have half your problems go away.
Wonderful.
If you think about it, look, we'll just taper the ears like that and you're good to go.
I feel sorry for anyone who sees your real hair on a regular basis. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Thank you.
What was that?
I have a few things I'd like to say because I was looking through lives of people yesterday and I noticed I am shocked.
Lives of yesterday? The only
Yeah.
person I know that went live was Ken. That was it.
No, there were other people that posted videos and lives, and not just the gentleman here, but
I have no
just
idea what you're
across
talking
social
about.
media.
You must have the wrong YouTube channel.
Nope. I'm saying not just gentlemen here, across YouTube and social media. I'm talking Instagram, social media. You know what? I'm gonna just go for it.
Oh boy, here we go.
From a family of first responders, I have quite a few first responders in my family that not only were marked for the area that 9/11 took place in, the day of the Twin Tower tragedy, but also were stationed here on the island that risked their lives to go into the city that day, who proceeded after 9/11 to not leave the force. They continued out another, two of them, another 11 more years to retirement, years of nightmares, years of going through day after day what they went through the day of 9/11, and the horror stories are unimaginable. I also lost a dear close friend on the day of 9/11, another first responder. I am really kind of shocked and shame that there are so few people out there. And I don't want to hear people, oh, when I do my live today, when I go on social media today, I'm going to acknowledge it. 9/11 was yesterday. Yeah, 9/11 was yesterday. It happened yesterday. And there are so few people that went on and acknowledged and gave credit to the men, the women, the young men and women, the generations, the legends who risked their lives that day for our country, and those who lost their lives that day. And I am also hearing nowadays that people aren't even talking to their young children about what happened that day because they said, oh, they'll never know. It happened before they were even born. So we can't teach our children about history. We can't teach our children that there were heroes and people who did not make the choices to lose their lives, and terrible things happened to them that day. And there were heroes, true heroes, that risked their lives that day to help others. That doesn't mean something you have to have been born to learn. We can always teach people that there was kindness in the world that day, on a day that there was vast, vast cruelty. And shame, shame, shame. And I don't know if you even did post anything on Instagram yesterday to acknowledge the Twin Towers, but I know I did on my personal, because I feel whether it's 10, 20, 30 years from now, it is a day that we must. I don't care if there's an election going on. I don't care if schools are going back in session. I don't care if people are selling mowers and blowers or whatever else you're doing. But that was a day that changed us forever. There are firefighters, police officers, general civilians that day that came out and helped others and risked their lives. And yesterday, people went on and did lives, posted on Instagram, Facebook, social media, and didn't even stop for 30 seconds and say, let's just take a moment to thank all those people out there. And I just want to stop and say, because I did my part yesterday. I taught the children. I posted on social media. I took my moment of silence. My mother's cemetery is right next to a Veterans Memorial Cemetery. I stopped for my moment of silence as well. I did my part. If you didn't do your part, that's your own piece. But it is our job on social media to teach others. What's the famous saying? Do better. So that is my piece. Guys, it happened, it existed, and we have to give credit where credit is due. There are so many brave people that helped that day, that deserve the credit where the credit is due. And our lawn mowers, our mud mowers, and our snow blowers and generators and all those things, they're all going to still be there tomorrow. These people, their lives are never going to be the same after that day. Some of them aren't, and they deserve credit. One lousy day a year, give them some credit. So on that note, what I am happy about is that my very favorite Henry in the whole wide world is the first one who checked in today. Good morning.
What time?
At 7:37. Good morning, Henry from Connecticut. There you go. I had to get that off my chest because I really went out of my way to look past even small engine world. Social media in general did not acknowledge the heroes. And you and I both know many people. Well, I know many people that participated that day. And I know someone who's no longer here today, 6 feet in the ground, who lost their life that day, a personal friend of mine from high school. And at the end of the day, we can't give these people one day, but raise your hand in your own living rooms if you might have went live, posted on Instagram, maybe posted a video yesterday and didn't even acknowledge any of that, right? You don't have to feel bad about it, but let's be real. They deserved that yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know how to follow that up.
Truth is truth, right? Truth is truth. And you know what? As I tell the kids, it's okay to feel bad about something if we did something wrong. Let's do better the next time. Let's do better. Let's be better. And guys, I know we're in a world right now where people feel the way they do about the people who protect us and save us. But that day, those people went out on a limb beyond a limb to help us and help those people and risk their lives, and many lost their lives. And if we can't give them 30 seconds to acknowledge that, eek. That's all I'm going to say. And I still love you, and you're amazing, all of you. But we have a job here on a platform like this. Every one of us, no matter what we do for a living, whatever wrench you turn, and our police officers, our firefighters, our good Samaritans, we should be grateful for them. I know I don't know if I could have been that person running into that scene that day. I know I would have helped. I don't think I'm that brave. I would have been scared. They were scared too, and they still went. So there's that. On that note, go for it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You feel better?
No.
Henry said give you a hug, so I gave you a hug.
Yesterday was a hard day for the Mrs. Pate.
Yes.
I've had a hard week.
I've had a rough week.
Well, what the mister doesn't know is yesterday I got news on my way home. You all know that I am a ovarian cancer survivor and a very dear friend of mine. When you go through cancer treatment, you make the friends you make when you go through it. They're people that you've never met before in your life. And they're from all over. People come to New York for treatment because it's like the place to be. And it was. 14 years later, I'm here. And I met the dearest friend who actually ended up, after all these years, moving back with her husband to Seattle. That's where all their family is originally from. And she ended up having a lot of trouble having kids like we did. And last February 2019 had the most precious little boy named Isaac. And it gave so many of us in that little circle that year so much hope. And within this last year, as you all know, when you get bit by the bug of cancer once, you are never, ever, 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 ever out of the woods fully. And yesterday, she lost her second battle to now uterine cancer. And she leaves behind a little boy who will never, never get a chance to know what a hero his mom was, and a dear friend of mine. So it has been a week. And Maddie Olson, if you're listening, you asked me probably about 4 weeks ago, after I gave you some advice one day, who fills your cup? And last night, I hopped in the car and I went to see my mother, who, if you know my story, my mother's passed away. So I sat at the grave and I talked to her for about an hour. And Maddie, I thought about your question. I don't know. I don't know who fills my cup. But I do know that there's always the next day. And there's so many good people in the world. And tomorrow is a new day. And there's so many good people here in this community. And there's kindness. And school's hard right now. But when I tell you I've got the most beautiful, beautiful babies behind a mask, but they're beautiful. But life is not easy this week. So do your part, be kind to each other. And if you notice someone needs a little extra love, don't turn a blind eye. Give them a little extra something if you know they need it this week. That's all I'm going to say. Enough of me. Let's talk. Because Ken, I did not see your live last night. It was amazing. Your live was incredible. And he was so soothing and lovely. And he made a comment about people say he reminds him of an actor. James does sound like an actor I've heard before. He's incredible, an incredible gift to the community. Last night, Ken had, if you have not caught it yet, he had on James Condon, who I don't think I will stand incorrected if I say he's like the guru of generators. Is that fair to say? And when I say a plethora of information, boy, oh boy, oh boy, this gentleman was just so how do I put this? You guys will understand this analogy. You know how Ellis Mowers is very calm and soothing when he talks about his tractors and lawnmowers? You knew I was going to take it there.
I do not feel that way about Ellis. I'm sorry.
He is. He has that voice that you don't mind listening to.
That's your personal preference.
That's my personal preference.
We could agree that Musty One has a soothing voice, because Musty One stopped you dead in your tracks the first time you ever heard Musty talk.
And then Matty Olson, his knowledge of chainsaws. So like imagine that knowledge base, something soothing to listen to, the knowledge base, and then combine that all and put it into generators. There's your James Condon. Incredible, absolutely incredible gentleman. And he also dabbles in chainsaws but what really struck me by him, and after in Ken's live last night, I just started dabbling in some of the videos on James's channel. He's so humble. He's so humble. He seems so patient, so kind, and so knowledgeable. Just like another wonderful addition to the community. And I hate to say addition because he's probably been out there so much longer than all of us combined. But he's like one of those guys that's back in the bat wings who doesn't draw the attention to himself. And thank God there's people like Ken who have drawn the attention to him. So Ken, thank you for sharing that gift with all of us last night. And again, please go check out Ken's channel when you have the opportunity, because that was such a treat after a hard day last night. And to see the Mister enjoying himself last night. I know he was like a kid in a candy store, truly enjoying that. So thank you. And I want to give the Mister a chance. Friends, I'm looking down the list. I love you too. I know I tend to go on and on and on, but I'm looking down. Thank you. I think the hardest thing is I don't have family. My family's gone. And to be a cancer survivor, I know I'm like tough Supergirl mentality, like I've got this. You're always a little scared. And when one of your fellow troopers leaves, like my friend did yesterday, you always get a little extra scared that like one day it's going to be you soon too. So you get scared. But I've got so many things that I need to do still. So I'm going to be a mama. I know it. And I've got things to accomplish. And I'm a woman on a mission. So, and we've got to get him to like a quadrillion subs. And so we've got so many things to do here. So I am not going anywhere at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. Oh, Peter. Thank you. I tell the Mister all the time, I may not have my own family anymore.
God, you're making
but my friends have, I have a couple of friends that I've known since I was a wee little girl, probably about 5 years old. They're like sisters to me. And I truly believe that you may not have family that's your blood family, but friends can be your family, and I will love you from here to the hills. So yeah, we could be family. I'll cook for you. I'll send you birthday gifts and cards. I got a lot of love to give. So yeah, come on down. I'll take it. But yeah, so this week was a little bit rough, but so inspired. And you want to know something? I'm a firm believer. There's so many people that have it so much harder. There's so many people that have it so much harder. So to sit and have a pity party, there is no time for pity parties. No time. So I'm done with my pity party because there's people who need us, right? Like they need us to be strong and tough and all that. We just got to keep on going. And I'm going to say this because I'm a smart tush. My favorite line from Old School, got to keep on trucking, right? So you just keep on going. But right now, what you can do for me, my friend, and who's not here, her husband, his name is Brian, the little boy is Isaac, just send all the prayers. They have a huge family in Seattle. Just send all the love and prayers. If you're walking down the street, driving to work, just send a little bit of prayer their way. They knew this day could come, and they were ready, and they're ready as a family. But that little boy is going to be so loved. But I have no words. But let's get on to why you're all here, because the Mister has had a jam-packed week, and guys, we had another flaky snowblower guy yesterday, but we handled it differently.
So why don't we just end the stream? Maybe you need some extra love today.
No, I'm fine.
We'll end the stream. You get extra love, and
I am fine. I am fine.
I offered, and it's on camera.
I'm fine.
Forever. And you guys can't.
Tell us about your week, because
you said you need extra love.
You can give me extra. Does your cup say? This is going to be number 2. You can give me extra love after the stream.
Extra love. You wanted your feet rubbed, rub your feet. Think you want to go to the beach? It's today a nice beach day. We could do a beach day. We'll clean your car.
You could still do all that. Now you've given all the things. You guys heard it. Now he still has to do all those things after the stream. I can't wait. I'm going to get to go to the beach today. You hear that? Are you rubbing my feet at the beach? I can't wait. This is going to be great.
We ended the stream.
Oh, no.
Oh, so you want to hustle today?
Oh, no. See, no, we need a link.
All right. We'll throw the link out. I don't know what that is.
They want to know about Ricky's cousin.
You handled Ricky.
I handled Ricky. I handled him. I did a good job this time. I did such a good job. Video the toe rub.
That is creepy. Wrong channel. This channel will not be a few things. That is definitely one of them.
We will not be toe
rubbing.
And
I will agree with her. We will definitely be a positive. We will always remain a positive channel.
You're my new Scott, would you like to be in my family? Good idea.
Well, the funny part is, yesterday she was supposed to come home for 11, and we were supposed to get her car inspected. Her car is due for state inspection.
Yeah.
And whatever, didn't come home.
Oh, look at the glasses.
Morning, guys. How are you?
So sophisticated over here.
Well, hello, my little family. How you doing, little brother?
Well, you have the little part, right, Nick?
Good morning. How about this? Good morning to everybody here on the panel, and good morning to everybody here in the chat. I had no idea this was going to go this way. I'm not complaining. So maybe we'll pick up the stream next week. We'll take the stream we're just going to run with whatever's going to happen.
Well,
Topic of conversation might be shifted.
It's perfectly obvious there was something in there that needed to come on out, and you can't keep this stuff bottled up because it just goes bang inside. So you know what I mean. You got to talk about it, and
absolutely.
I think I speak for everyone. We're here to support you. We are your YouTube family. You know, whether it be across the pond or whether it be anywhere in the world. If you ever need us, to lean on, we're always here. We've got our own problem, but you know, a problem shared is a problem halved. So lean on us, and we'll support you, and we'll see you through the storm. Easy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't start, because you'll start me off, and I'll have to turn my camera off. So don't start me off.
I walked away too. I was like, I can't do this. So, I mean, we were talking about Ken's live. So Ken had a stream this week. He tried going live twice. Second time was successful, about a generator guy. Now, we all know that when we talk, our cell phone listens to us 110%. So during the week we had that storm with everybody with all these generator repairs, I opened up YouTube, and some generator guy was recommended to me. I don't remember his name. Ken does. And I got lost at his channel, but he works on tremendous
Small
generators.
engine Mike.
Yeah, small engine Mike. The guy's an absolute genius. He's working on old stuff. He's working on new stuff. Caterpillar, gas, the whole nine. I'm like, wait a minute. This will never apply to me. So I kind of had to force myself to walk away. And then when Ken posted up, I'm having a generator guy, blah, blah, I'm like, you know what? I wonder if it's him. And I really hate to say this. I'm glad that it wasn't. There's this guy, James Condon. He's local to us, but he's not. He's close, but he's not close. And he's more along my speed, which hopefully he's more along your speed and Mick's speed. He's getting generators, that's stuff that we would come across. And just an absolute wealth of knowledge. She actually dove into his channel. He has a few more things, but definitely check him out. I mean, Ken, thank you so much. I mean, one of the things between Mick's lives and our lives is one, helping each other out, and helping each other out doesn't mean by giving us, sound advice. It's just introducing us to other people that can help us. I don't know anything and everything about small engines. I'll say that. I don't know anything about anything, but it's always good to meet people and they can help you along the way, like-minded people.
Yeah. I got James probably about 2 months ago. I hooked up and had a little bit of just a text chat within the YouTube platform. And his generator fixes are second to none, because he doesn't just do the petrol side of it, he does the electrical side of it. And it just makes sense. No, he's a cool dude.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Great guy. Definitely want to check him out. Thank you, Ken, for introducing us. Has that stream uploaded to your channel yet? I know sometimes there's a delay.
Yeah, it should be. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I've already gotten comments and emails and everything else, so it was really good. But like I said, one thing, like Christina said, he's got like that James Earl Jones voice where you're like, you gotta listen. I mean, it's a soothing voice,
Yeah,
Chrissy, that little was out quite loud. I heard that from here.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Like, when you have someone who you don't mind listening to, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. I could listen to Ellis all day long. It's that little Southern twang, like. He's easy to listen to.
I did send you both an Instagram just the other day. I don't know if you noticed, but Mr. Ellis was on my live stream again. Turned up in a tight top with some white slacks on, with that Southern twang going on.
Are you telling him how to dress now before he gets on, or?
I'm only advising, just advising.
And then here's another channel, Boneyard Garage. He's on the island as well. Commercial equipment. He put up a video of a Walker lawnmower that I absolutely love, because I do not see. I'm curious about commercial equipment, but I never really see him come up for repair. So definitely want to check it out. He was on the insides and the outsides, and I've only looked at one hands-on, and my suspicion is correct. That is like 10 pounds of shoved in a 5-pound box, and just to change the hydro oil, which is the video he did on, was just painstaking, but definitely understanding how Walker comes apart, how there's a fan in there, and Walkers have a tremendous reputation, in the lawn cutting community. And when you take apart a Walker the way Boneyard did, then you understand why. So definitely check that out. Hopefully Boneyard has some more commercial grade equipment, coming along the line. That was another video that caught my eye. Fantastic.
I might be picking this up next weekend, Jace. You might like this, Jason. This is your kind of thing.
What is?
It's a motorbike mower.
A motorbike? Did the guy make that, or
no? It's as standard.
That's neat.
You UK guys, you guys got some weird stuff, man. I actually tried buying a lawnmower from Europe, and I was gonna make a joke out of it. But the freaking thing sold before I got off work. It was a Scott Europa, EUROPA.
I got a little ride on. That's come back into the shop. The engine's blown, and I've just picked up that.
Is that another Marquis?
Yeah, another one, free of charge. Come and get it if you want it. So I said, yeah, I'll have that.
Did they message you, or you have a posting and they found you, or you found the posting?
It was on Facebook for about 9 minutes, and I just thought, it said free, but I thought it was one of those adverts that says free, down below, but it says "message me for prices." I hate them type of adverts.
Yeah.
But no, they said it's free. Come and get it. So yeah.
Now the rider that's blown, I think that's swollen enough where you could use a regular lawnmower engine, correct? You know, you pull it off. Yeah. So that'll be nice for you.
Well, I've got another engine for the ride on. I've got another engine already. Let me go and get it just here. Oh.
Yeah, you talked about the voices, Christine. That's another reason too why I like listening to our friend Dusty Blonde and Snobby over there. I love the accent. It just, you know, a woman with an English accent. I don't know. I just love it.
Oh, look at that.
You know, it's funny.
Yep.
I had a student last year who just came over to the States 2 years ago, and there is nothing like listening to a little child with that accent. And it's like, I hate showing favoritism, but I couldn't help it. Like, you want them to talk all day long. I love it. I love it. But I love a good Southern accent. I love accents in general, but I also love like calming. Like James has a nice calming tone to his voice. Like he never peaks. He never but it's not like monotone dry eyes commercial or anything. Oh. You know, he's very easy to listen to.
I know, right?
I mean,
how many man crushes can she really have over YouTube?
Oh, I tell you something, that Ellis is just so dreamy.
Well, now I've moved on a little bit to James.
Oh, he's going to be so upset.
But yeah, so that lawnmower engine looks like one that's on my Time Master, but I think they make a little bit of a bigger version, so that should work out really, really well.
Yeah, well, that was up for sale on eBay. It was a little bit more than I would like to have spent for it. However, I noticed he's got a lot of stuff for sale on eBay, and I mean everything. He got just little air boxes. He's got pull cord assemblies, engines. He's got ride-on fairings and covers.
Yeah.
So I went to see him.
Oh, you have to go pick it up. That's great. You saved on shipping.
Yeah. Oh, it's literally half an hour down the road, and he's got a barn, this big farm barn, and it is absolutely rammed with stuff. So he picks up like Steele's FS38s, 55Rs. He picks all those up, but he'll pick them up 100 at a time. So I'm like thinking, well, we might better do a little deal. And he said, yeah, definitely. If you want 15, 20 steel trimmers, just give me a shout. We'll get a price together. And yeah, definitely. Whatever you want, give me a shout. We'll pick it up and we'll do some work.
Now, I'm assuming he's not fixing them. He's just parting them out right off the get-go.
He doesn't even bother fixing them. Literally, he'd just get a Honda HRX 476 or HRB, whatever. He'd get a gearbox. He'd just take it out of the mower and he put the gearbox up for sale, $50, out, done. And he'll have 20 of those. Yep.
Yeah. I have there's a kid, he's on my YouTube channel, 5 Speed Ash. He's a young kid, very talented, and he does that too. I don't have the heart to do it, but he made about 10 grand in about 90 days selling machines off of eBay, just stripping them for parts, not even. And I'm oh my God.
It's the same as this little vintage mower. If I have had it fire, it's already fired, but it had an overhead valve BPR 6ES plug in it, which is the wrong one. So I have had it fire, and I thought, do you know what? For free, I've got to pick it up because the grass box is worth £150, the carburetor is worth 120, the pull cord assembly is worth £70, the tank's got to be worth £70. So even if it doesn't run, I can make £500, £600 just about one mower.
Yeah, I don't have the heart to part out a running machine.
No, me neither, Jace. But if it's a non-runner, it's a non-runner. You know, you're only breaking stuff when it's broke already. So
yeah, that I don't have the heart to do. Now, Peter, next, did anyone see Bruce Penner's Spring Start video? Absolutely, I commented on there. I think I've seen a couple of you guys on there as well. I've never seen the modern Spring Start, so I thought that was, pretty interesting. But I've never seen the studded tires. But he says the guy cuts a graveyard. Why does he need studded tires for a graveyard? I guess graveyards are very different in Canada compared to U.S. Graveyards for us are more of, what do you want to call them? Like an abra. I don't know. They're very ornate, very well kept, I can't think of what it's called. What is it like where there's like a lot of trees and arbitrary? I can't think of the word.
Arboretum.
Yes, arboretum. That's arboretum. Yes. So a lot of people come to some of the cemeteries. and that's like their day, like to do their morning jog or morning walk and take in the scenery. That's provided.
You see though, Jason, the newer cemeteries, like where my father's buried, they don't allow stones anymore. It's just plaques because and it was all because of mowing. They'll allow the little brass flower vase, but what they do is once a week, guys go around. They'll actually take out all the vases and put them aside on the side road, and then just mow the whole darn thing with like a 100-inch mower or something like that. It's pretty cool. But it's weird though. You walk in, it's all flat, and you're like, "What? No stones? Where's everybody?" You know.
Tim Freeman says we Southern have been known to sweep women off of their feet with just our voice.
There we go, right there. Bruce Sullivan. See,
Tim, have we spoken?
Oh, get a room.
I know, right? Like I said, how many man crushes can you have?
Well, Tim and I have hung out on Maddie's live before, but never ever have I heard his voice.
Oh boy, here we go.
Tim, you have to leave Chrissy some voice messages or something. Send her a voice message once a day.
I'm gonna wait.
I have to see the twang in your southern voice first.
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have a million messages on Instagram.
He's gonna have southern voices on his
just random guys leaving me messages.
What did the boys at work have such a field day with you, with all those southern boys leaving you messages?
Yeah, the neighbors have been a little unruly this week. Mr. Bill Martini, I'm trying to find a thing for. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Sorry, this stream is. I'm not complaining.
See, now, Ken, at my mother's, they have we have the plaques flushed to the ground, but we also have the metal urns. So 2 years ago, people were stealing them.
Oh, and to melt them down, yeah.
Oh yeah, and so now they wouldn't bolt them because they twist in. So then when they mowed, they wanted to place them to the side, and we were like, people were up in arms because every time you replaced them, it was $280 to replace it.
Wow. So
they would put them to the side, but they didn't know who came from where. So now they go around, and you have to see, like, you have to go yourself with like a scissor and go around. You would think for the money that you paid into like maintenance that they could have figured this out properly. But
I've been up there with a weed stick trimming around my dad's plaque because they'll mow, but it'll encroach on the plaque, and eventually you won't see the plaque.
Yeah,
because crabgrass will just go right over it.
No, where her mother is buried, that place is that's one of the arboretum or whatever.
Yeah,
you know. And people can come in and go as they please. It's very respectful. And right next to them is also, a national cemetery as well. Yeah. So that's,
where
that's
she is, like right over the gate is the national cemetery. It's nice.
Yeah, I remember the last time I was in Long Island, I was out there at a manufacturing company, and I was amazed. I forget what the main road was, but I don't know if it was a military cemetery or what, but like miles and miles of black gate and just stones. Like it was a military cemetery or something. It was really cool. It must have been 2 miles of just white stones.
Yep.
Were you all the ways out at the end of the island?
I think it was, I'm trying to think.
Like Riverhead area?
Calverton.
Yeah, Riverhead area probably.
Okay. Yeah, that's the largest national cemetery.
Yeah, really. It's like going to, what's the one in Washington? I forget the name of it. Whatever. Yeah. The big one. But it's amazing because they're all the same stone. It's like white limestone or whatever, and there's like thousands of them.
That's what my grandfather, my uncle, like that's where they're. And when you go to like after the funerals, when you go back to revisit, like you're like, oh, I'll find this. It's like, no, you won't.
I know. Well, what's cool now is I know even my father, where he's buried, they offer GPS.
Oh, neat.
You can actually, they'll give you the GPS coordinate. And so it's pretty, I mean, my father's next to a water fountain that's in the ground, so I can never lose them.
That's my mother, too.
Yeah.
When you stand at her, the huge fountain is right there. It's been, 12, almost 13 years now. So, I mean, obviously I know where I'm going now, but initially it was like, go right to the fountain, boom, right there. But yeah.
So how are you getting on with your wireless mic now, Jace? Is it good?
So it's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to do a review on it. I think this Rode microphone is made for my camera. It clips right in. I have a little beard, so I kind of have to play with where I want to keep the mic. If I keep the mic here, it ruffles my beard, and it's all sorts of noise. What I do love.
He looks like he has black chest hair.
My favorite thing about this microphone, 110%, is that the base that I clip onto my phone, it'll show you the battery life of both devices, and you don't have to do a mic check anymore. It shows that graph back and forth. That absolutely, the money that we spent on it was like $200. I mean, forget it. I love it. I'm in love. It makes things easier for me. I don't have to worry about nothing anymore. Definitely a great tool. I can't believe, I thought Martin from Restore used something different with more or less like a boom microphone. I didn't know he used something like that. Oh my God.
Well, he messaged me and said, you need to get one of these. They're absolutely fantastic. And I can be right on top of my garden with my camera in the shed, and it picks it up, no problem at all. I've had to turn the volume down a touch on mine because I was getting a lot of heavy breathing coming through.
Oh, okay.
So I have just adjusted it. That started to filter through in the videos. But I'm in love with my mic setup. It's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
I bought a new. I don't even know where my stuff is. I don't know whether you saw my post on Instagram, but I've had a right mare of a week in my shed. I've been insulating my shed, ready for winter. But I picked up one of his lavalier mics as well, which I don't know where it is. How weird is that?
Well, as long as it attaches to the road, we had a lavalier in general, and that was like $30 she got from for Christmas. That worked great, and then just crapped itself.
There it is. Little tiny lavalier.
Okay. Yeah, so I switched to that too because the little thing that clips onto it broke off.
What are you fixing, Ken?
That's a Briggs & Stratton. That's a very wide air filter.
You know what's funny though? You talk about saving the environment, saving trees. This box here, not a cheap box. Okay, probably cost a few bucks to make it, or not bucks, but whatever. All it is this. Why not put it in a plastic bag?
So Ken, I have a question for you, and I commend you for this. Do you order a lot of your parts online or through your dealer? Where do you get the majority of your parts?
Here's the thing. I believe you got to keep the mom and pops open. Okay, support them. All right, the smaller dealers. And in fact, it's funny you'd say that. I'll do a lot of it online. The standard little Briggs square filters, I'll order 20 at a time online. It's worth it. Oil filters, it depends on the day of the week and the urgency of the job. If it's Saturday and he's open till 5 or noon or whatever it is, and I get something in that needs a filter and I don't have one, I want to get that job out. So I'll run up to him, spend $10 and get the filter instead of going online spending $7. So to me, I'm going to charge and mark it up anyway, so I'm going to make my money. But one thing he said to me this morning was sort of scared me. He said he heard from a friend of his who's a John Deere dealer that John Deere is pulling all their dealerships out, all of them.
Yeah.
There's only going to be a company in each area of the country that's going to sell the product. And I was like, what? No independent dealers? There's one by Matty called Farmington Valley or whatever. It's up by where Matty lives. In fact, right next to his house. That's where he goes to get his Husky parts. They're saying they're going to pull that one too. And I'm like, there's a showroom in there. It's like a museum. It's beautiful. But supposedly they've done that around here to 2/3 of the Deere dealers. They're no longer Deere dealers. They just went in one day, pulled out. So I don't know if they're just, how do you do commercial from a box store? You really do need that type of store around. I don't know what they're doing, but that's John Deere. I mean,
we have John Deere dealers on the island. I know, big, and it's cheap equipment. They're so big they have one store in one county and another store in the other county, and they've got the full get-go. Mowers with wheels, the big equipment, small stuff. I couldn't imagine. Those things are set up like a car dealer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't imagine them pulling the cord on them.
But get back to your question. I try and support the mom and pops that are in my area because they're the ones where on a Saturday morning, you're in a bind, they can help you out or whatever. He even said to me today, now I use a place, I'll give him a little pub, L&R Power Equipment, it's called in Monroe, Connecticut. Great dealer, Toro, a lot of Toro, Aaron's, Echo Steel, like that. He even said to me today, he goes, Kenny, I'm on my winter hours, which are like till noon. But if you need something, call me because we're here a little late or whatever. And I guarantee you, if I called him and he was on his way home, he turned around to keep me going. That's why I have that relationship. You know, you bring him the cookies at Christmas time or a breakfast sandwich or coffee or whatever. You got to have those relationships because the mom and pops, once they're gone, we're going to be totally dependent on Amazon and all that. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, one guy, I'm not allowed to go to his shop no more. He banned me because he screwed over a customer and I fixed it. And then the customer called him in the middle of cursing him out, dropped my name.
Oh, bad mouth him, right? Yeah.
Yep, and dropped my name and the street that I live on. Now, she's picked up.
I thought you got banned because of something like a height restrictions thing or something like that.
Like a roller coaster ride.
And the guy made some sort
God damn it.
No back here allowed.
Yeah, like she would pick up auger gears for snowblowers, and the guy would be like, "Oh, you know, if your husband has any trouble with this, you know where to bring your machine back." Right? My wife would be like, "Really? Like, was that the kind of comment you want to make?" So he finally put 2 and 2 together, and I was banned from him. Another repair shop I tried going to about 10, 15 minutes from my house, I wanted to get parts for, and he just totally pushed me aside. He's like, "Listen, if you go through me, I'm going to charge you more. Just go home, go online, get the schematic, and order yourself and save some money." And I'm like, so believe it or not, it sucks, but I have a good relationship with small engine repair shop right around the corner from my job.
And because they know that like we both work in the town, they're so kind when I come in. The guy know people that work for him in the shop have children that go to school in the area. They like him, which is unusual. So like it's a win-win. But the other shop, they were just so nasty. Like I would come to pick it up and it's like, if you have a problem with him, say what you want to say to him. I would come to pick up the parts and the guy would be nasty to me, just picking up the parts. And I would say to him, like, we can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous.
What I need to learn is sometimes some parts are cheaper at the mom and pop store than they are online.
Yeah.
But sometimes they really
So I have a
bang
question.
you.
If they do away with all these little, not little because they're not really little, the John Deere locations, and they go to this one gross location, what does that do? Is that going to price gouge, or the price is going to go up for?
I just want to add one thing to that comment, though. Like I said, the dealer who told me this, it was coming from someone else. So I don't want people to think that this dealer is saying this.
Yeah,
from someone else. I'm just saying it's something that was heard. It may be hearsay. I'm saying I don't want John Dealer coming back down these streams saying, no, really.
I got enough trouble.
I'm just saying it was something he heard from somebody, and I'm just putting it out there because I've seen it happen here where they pulled out 2 or 3 of our local dealers just like that. The next day, they got nothing. So it just is it a rumor? I don't know. Nothing. I don't want to have to call a lawyer about it. I'm just telling you it's something they heard.
Yeah. But like there's certain things I know I can't get at a deal. Like I can't get a carburetor at a deal. Their prices are just astronomical. And like the one shop I get along with, I need a diaphragm for a Briggs and Stratton. Do you want to guess how much they charge me for a diaphragm kit? For those classic ones that Mick always works on?
Well, I've seen them as high as like $20 at the dealer. We can get them for $4.
What? Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
$20. And what are you supposed to say? No, thank you. So I paid my $20, lesson learned. I did try approaching them for belts, and they weren't too happy about that, because their belts are sometimes triple the cost of what I can get it online. I says, listen, if I tell you the belt I need and you guys can get it for me, maybe you want to mark it up like $2 or $3. I'm just, nope. This is the prices that we get, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I tried. I think they got a little nasty with me over it, but I'm trying to work with them too. If you guys have stock, just give it to me, replace it. It's an easy sell. You're never going to hear from me ever again. I'm going to put it on right. I'm not going to blow the machine up, with the belt, let's try and work something out. And, I just couldn't reach a common ground.
My local Briggs and Mortar lawnmower dealer has actually just closed down this week. It's got a big sign up and finished it because of COVID. It's packed up. It didn't make it. I went down there last year. I needed a Briggs and Stratton gasket diaphragm set. I ran out, so I thought I'd drive down there. It's only 20 minutes across town, and he wanted £7 for one of these. Okay, and I think they're around about $4.50 for genuine product. Okay, about $4.50. They're £7. He bought it out. I said, but that's not even genuine. No, they're copies. I said, but you're repairing machines, and you're charging £7 for a copy part.
And they don't always work right, Mick.
No, hell they don't. Hell they don't. So it's no wonder they've gone under. You know, they're using cheap spark plugs like this torch spark plug necklace I've got. So if anyone's interested, that's part of my merchandise line. £7 for a copy gasket and diaphragm. Absolutely hideous. Yeah. Hideous.
It's just like Mick. I know you buy Stens. I don't know if you're an authorized Stens customer, but around here, when you buy the Stens Briggs and Stratton needle and seats, they include that green colored seat.
Yeah.
I tell you, it ain't the same as the red Briggs seat.
No, it ain't. I agree.
Oh.
I agree. And in fact, some cases you'll do better getting copy parts rather than those green ones. I'm sure those green ones are slightly harder too, compared to red ones.
Mm-hmm. Now those torch plugs. Now I don't want to go down this road. Would you do NGK for those, or do you do a Champ?
So I pretty much predominantly only run 3 makes of spark plugs in my shop. Is NGK, Champion, and the official Mr. Briggs and Stratton overhead valve, which are actually champions.
Yeah.
The champions.
With the Briggs logo on the side.
That's all it is. Yeah. So I generally just run a Champion and NGK. That's pretty much what I use. The only reason I don't use the torch is because over here a lot of the really low end economy mowers all come with a torch plug. So that's just telling me if you can pick a mower up for $80, brand new, year's warranty, the spark plug is only going to be worth $1.
You talk about the torch plug, Nick. Our friend Will G from Connecticut. Everyone knows Will. He does a lot of Instagram and stuff. He just put something on Instagram yesterday where he fixed a generator for one of his old teachers, and the first thing he did, it wouldn't start. Took out the plug. He goes, torch. That's it.
I know. Roy likes the torch plugs. He's never ever had an issue with them. I know that. I was talking to Luke from a YouTube channel over here called Mowers and Stuff. I was talking to Luke on Messenger this morning, and he only runs torch on his commercial grade equipment and doesn't have an issue.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I picked up. It's actually here somewhere.
I've never had one good torch plug ever.
Well, I picked up a box of NGK BP 5ESs, and I put a brand new one in there the other day, and it didn't fire. I come back, I tested it, and it was duff. Brand spanking new NGK spark plug, but it is simply because they get the spark plug, they throw it in the cardboard box. It gets thrown. The big box goes down the line. They get thrown into another big box. It goes off to Amazon. They throw it on your doorstep. And before long, you only want a small crack in there, and it's done with. So it's what it is.
Well, one thing too about spark plugs, Mick, you were saying it before. I didn't realize this as much until I started getting into it. When you have the different heat ranges on the NGK plugs, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it makes a difference. I had a machine that needed a BPMR 8, and I put a 7 in there. It wouldn't run.
Yeah, well,
I went to the dealer, and the dealer says, "Oh no, it only run on an 8." And he was right. And I said, what the heck? It's just a little bit difference in the heat range and the porcelain sticking out, but it made a difference. The engine wouldn't run with the heat range smaller.
That little vintage mower I've just picked up now. The woman come out, and a lovely big house. She said it all runs, but runs very badly. And the plug in it is actually I've got an NGK equivalent in my new Ransom. I can't remember what maker plug it is, but it's just longer than a B2LM, only by about 3 mil. And they had in there an overhead valve NGK BPR 6ES.
You're lucky it didn't hit.
Yeah.
It didn't hit. So I pulled it over just slowly. The piston was moving. I pulled it over quite quick, took the plug out, and the gap is fine. So the gap in that Villiers engine between the piston and in the expansion chamber must be substantial. But when I took that plug out, it didn't fire with the plug. I put my donor plug in, which is the right plug for it, and it didn't run, but it fired straight up and did something. So
Hey, man, talking about the MGK plug, though, you were saying, what's the one that's I think it's a BLM2. What's the replacement for the RJ19LM? It's a BLM2, isn't it? Okay.
BLM2.
Because over here, we don't see a lot of the BLM2s. Everybody uses the RJ19LM or the J19LM. So it's good to know what that plug is.
Yeah, the NGK B2LM.
Yeah, because I had to work on it to come, so, and it'll be coming out on the channel. I've never seen this carburetor before.
Oh wait, which one? Bruce Pender just called me on about a Tecumseh carburetor today, and Mick, I'll talk about it in your stream. The aluminum extruded carburetor. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes. Yep. And a plastic bowl on the bottom.
Yep. And it goes out with a clip.
Yep. I actually broke it, but thank God for eBay and the gods that have it. A whole replacement was cheap, and it was actually cheaper for me because the air filter was shot to buy carburetor, fuel line, air filter, and a spark plug.
I'm not talking about Tecumsehs anymore to anyone. I'm not prepared to discuss them.
No, but hey, Mick, if you ever saw this carburetor, it looks like something out of Star Trek. It's an aluminum extrude. It looks like an aluminum box, like the magic box. But
the chances of me seeing any Tecumseh carburetors in my shop at the moment are not going to happen.
I'm going to mail you one of these, Mick, because I have one on the shelf. I'm going to mail you.
Brother, you mail me a Tecumseh carburetor, and I'll make a video all about it.
You'll put it on the shelf just because it's cool looking. It really is.
No, I'll tell you what I do with it.
Where's the garbage? Oh, there you go.
I'll tell you what I do with it. I'll put my little tiny hammer on it. That's what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, I'd never seen that. But it was. I says when it broke, I says, "Oh, SHIT." Yeah. I said, "This is going to be expensive and probably the death of this lawnmower."
Yeah.
And then I went online. I'm like, what the? No way. No, I'd never seen this carburetor before in my life.
It's a Tecumseh engine called a VLV engine.
Okay.
If you look online and just type in VLV manual, there's a website, Small Engine Surplus or Small Engine something. They download all the manuals for free. But that carburetor's in there. What Pender had was someone brought it to him. It was missing the governor linkage, and it wasn't running. 99% of the time, those carburetors, they use the real tiny O-ring that goes on the emulsion, the plastic emulsion tubes on Tecumsehs.
Yep.
They use one not only on the emulsion tube, they have two of them, but they also have one on the bottom where the drain plug is, Jason. If you pull that out, there's a plastic jet, a spring, but on the all the way in is supposed to be one of these O-rings. And if the O-ring is folded over, it won't allow fuel into the main jet. It won't run. People don't know this. I should put a video out of it, but there's a little O-ring. When it folds over, it stops fuel flow to the main jet and it won't run, or it'll run and hunt like crazy.
If you put a video out and the title has got the word Tecumseh in it, I ain't watching it.
I'm going to put Mick's mower Tecumseh. Then I'll get
I am watching it.
We're just going to write Mick's favorite mower.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I got
I'll send a carburetor over just to watch you smash it. That'd make a great video.
There you go. There you go. It's my kind of man. I actually saw on Facebook Marketplace this week a two-stroke Tecumseh hover mower. I found one on Facebook, and I thought, do you know what? Ken really wants one of them. I might. No, I'm not going to do it. That's as far as it went. I ain't doing it.
Actually, they're good. Those two-cycle Tecumsehs were a good engine.
Yeah.
You can leave right now, Mr. Brigg. It's not a problem. Just to hit the red cross and you can go. It's not a problem.
But I've never. The reason why this mower ended up being in the garbage is that I actually have to split the mower in half. This thing is pissing oil out the side. That gasket failed. I've never seen that before. Never.
The upper crankshaft end gasket on those always fail, Jason. And what always fails too, adjacent to that, is a big plastic and rubber cap for the vent that comes out. Those vents fail too, the breathers inside, and they'll piss oil all over the place.
So what about on this made to destruct MTD Pinto rider I've got here?
I like that.
Made to destruct. It's got the overhead valve Briggs and Strat Intech 6.5 on it. It's got spark, it's got compression, it's got fuel, it's got everything it needs, but when I pull the cord, I'm getting this gurgling noise.
Head gasket?
Nah, I ain't head. No, it's not head. I've got compression. Compression's good.
Timing, though, the key's okay, Mick?
I haven't had the. I haven't. No, I've not done the keyway. Yeah, no, keyway's good. Yeah, I've checked that.
Sounds like a valve seat popped out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That could be, yeah.
That's valves.
Could be.
That's valves. Gurgling is
Mick,
valves.
do a what you call it, a leak down test. Throw a little air, throw 10 pounds of air in there through the spark plug hole with the compression hose, and see where it pisses out.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, I want to check it before I do this engine swap. Because it did run really well, but now it when I had it running last, it was running like it was running on choke, quite smoky, black smoke, like it was on choke. Or do I just take the engine off and put this other Briggs engine on it? This other engine is good.
I throw some air in it, do a leak down just to see, because
you
down
will
will tell you exactly where it's coming from.
You would. I might just take the engine off and just be done with it.
Hey, time is money.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that comes from off the split in half. I was just going to RTV it, but sometimes I know those gaskets act as spacers, like on a Cowie. Can I RTV it, or actually have to get a gasket for this thing?
You can. But there's nothing stopping you doing it. It's physically possible, but I would recommend putting a gasket on it.
All right, so I got to go order the correct.
I just go get that stuff that Must uses. I've used it. The stuff that's called the right stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, but sometimes that gasket acts as a spacer. I worked on a Cowie at work, and I says, "Hey man, get me," and they said, "No, use RTV." Nope. Locked up. The engine locked up.
So I did a video. I did a video on a crank replacement on a bench shaft. Yeah, I had a bench shaft, got a real cheap crank, and I just used the equivalent to what you're talking about over here. It's a heat treated gasket glue. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And someone said about you didn't check for end play. And I was like, come on, it's a £150 lawnmower. I put roughly the same amount on. The crankshaft still had a little bit of play in it. It wasn't
the same
tight.
crank going back in. What's going to change?
Exactly that.
You get, no matter what you do, you always get those people. It is what it is.
Check for end play,
You know who taught me that? Scrapping Man. He was going at it with some guy, and he's like, "I'm looking at your YouTube channel. Where's your videos?" And I said, "You know what? I like that.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, Bruce Pinder was getting his ass chewed the other week, because YouTube had put the adverts on for him, and he hadn't manually. Yeah, he hadn't manually placed them. So someone was giving him some sticks. So I just thought, wow, me being the sort of person I am, I can leave a comment on the end of your comment, no problem at all. So yeah, I tidied that right up for him quite quick.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Mick, was it you that said YouTube had put some ads in your intro?
Yeah. So I generally put one advert every 10 minutes. That's roughly. I don't go overboard. About every 10 minutes. My videos are about 30 minutes long, so 3 adverts is enough. But yeah, where my intro goes from the word scrolling across to the Mixed Mowers banner, there is a half-second lapse in that, and YouTube keep putting adverts right in the middle of my intro.
See, with me, I manually place my ads because I don't want YouTube to have a million ads in the middle of my video. No.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But, I've even had, YouTube send me notifications sometimes that, they just changed their, if you had a 10-minute video, you could put ads in your video, in between. Now they changed it to 8 minutes, and I have videos that are 6-7 minutes long, and it's like, that's the way it is. Sorry,
Yeah, I did that how to test a coil video, and I purposely kept it under 8 minutes. Because I didn't want no adverts in the middle of it. One in the front, one at the end. That's it. That's good enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and talk and babble and stretch out a video. It needs to be. That's not the purpose. Absolutely not.
No.
Listen, we're gonna end the stream. We have some loving to take care of.
Well, you look after that pretty little lady there, because she needs a little bit of propping up. So you just prop that girl up. She's super cool. She looks after you, so look after her. And I would massage your feet, but hell, you don't want these hands on your feet. So but stay strong, Chrissy girl. Keep smiling, girl. And just remember, we're always here. We're always here.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll see Mick in about 4.5 hours on his stream. So everybody join Mick. That's always a fun stream.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
because he has prizes.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate you guys, everybody coming in as always. Next week we will talk about the Lawnboy. This part will be long gone. I hope.
Love Lawnboy. Oh, is it what I said it was?
You know what? I didn't. I must have missed that. I'm sorry. Well, I hate these. What
is it? I can't see it. What is that?
Vacuum operated choke.
Oh, vacuum chokes, yeah.
Vacuum choke off a Kohler lawnmower. That's completely unnecessary, over-engineered, and
it's hard enough to get the carburetor off with the other linkage. Then you got to deal with that.
Yes, disgusting. I have no idea why this is on a lawnmower. This should never be on a lawnmower. Never.
It's to drive guys like you nuts.
Yes, doesn't make any sense. Why? Not necessary. For years, this never existed, and all of a sudden they popped this on there. Junk, and that's why.
Yeah.
My rant and rave for the day.
Have a good day.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Keep us in our prayers. We'll keep you in our prayers. We love you. And see you guys later.
Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.